With the dawn of a new age and the connection that comes with the internet, we are now able to share information that humanity, for the most part, has never seen before. Once this information was only known by a select few who guarded the secrets of who we were and where we came from, along with evidence of other forms of life on this planet. Today, we can see that there is evidence of other civilizations that came before our own. They left their indelible marks in the stone long before written records were made. We can find their vestiges in the far corners of the earth, on every continent, and under countless sacred structures. Just what are these vestiges? Though most people believe the megalithic culture is the oldest evidence of an ancient worldwide civilization, these other vestiges are even older than the megalithic structures that built along and above them, as if honoring them. We can say that these other vestiges are of a mother civilization, as they seem to be the oldest type of construction found on planet Earth. One can see that the rock itself takes on a mysterious character, and the shapes seem as if formed when the matrix was once soft and not cut in the stone using conventional tools and methods. Everywhere one looks, we can see what looks like fingerprints forming canals and strange shapes and possibly footprints pushed into the matrix. Here we can see at Qenko Chico how the megalithic culture built walls around the vestiges of the mother civilization with their gigantic polygonal stonework. Examples of this kind of construction are seen all over Peru as well as elsewhere around the world. Just why did the megalithic civilization and more recent cultures like the Inca and Killke revere these sites so much that they built on top and around them? Did they see these structures as built by their ancestors, or perhaps by the gods? What is known about these monoliths, called huacas here in Peru, is that they sit on Sique lines that radiate out from the most sacred building in the Inca Empire, the Coricancha in Cusco. Sique lines were used by the Incas' ritual pathways for pilgrimages and for other sacred purposes. Could these lines be fracture zones that carry subtle geomagnetic currents through faults on the surface of the Earth? Today, scientists are beginning to discover that many ancient sites are built on such fault lines, and studies have shown that such fault zones draw in telluric currents as well as water pathways, creating geomagnetic hotspots. It seems that the ancients knew exactly where these lines of current flowed, and they put their quartz and calcite-rich monoliths on top of them to harness and concentrate these earth energies. The Hopi called such areas spots on the back of the fawn, and they were known to facilitate altered states of consciousness as well as to connect to the spirit realm. As we walk around Qenko Chico in the foothills of Cusco, we can see how these monoliths take on a bizarre and mysterious appearance. Filled with niches, seats, basins, and water canals, as well as undulating and rectilinear shapes and forms, they seem more as art projects than buildings. What are the purposes behind the bizarre forms that we see here? Maybe because of the lack of historical evidence as to whom the builders of the mother civilization were, we should look at some unconventional interpretations, like those from mystics and clairvoyants who could see into the Akashic records, that great repository of all that ever was or ever happened since the dawn of time. According to the educator and psychic Rudolf Steiner, who viewed these records, There once was a type of early humanity who could master the elemental world just by using the power of his will. This type of humanity could remodel hills in such a way that the form afforded them joy and pleasure. He called these stone creations as schools, which serve for the cultivation of divine wisdom and divine art. Is this what we are seeing with the mother civilization formations? Are they the vestiges of these ancient schools of divine wisdom and art created by this early humanity known as the Lemurians? Or are they vestiges of a lost race or of the gods themselves? Though we don't know for sure who created them, we do know that these constructions tell a story of a forgotten civilization, a civilization that intuitively understood their connection with Earth and the cosmos, and one who also possessed the ability to mold their world for joy and pleasure with the power of their will.